What's up, Rockstars? Today I have a very cool prototype. This will be Rogue Angels. You have seen me cover this a little bit on the channel before. They will be doing a new campaign, I believe around September. There'll be a link down in the description below. This is their prototype, and I'm excited to finally get my hands on it and be able to actually show this off and be able to play it properly. I played it on their tabletop simulator, and I had a real good time doing it. It was very cool. I compared it very closely to like Mass Effect, the sci-fi kind of RPG video game by BioWare. And if you don't know, and that's like got like Saran wrap and bubble wrap. I don't know what's going on here. I'll do this. Where you're going around, at least on the one I was on, you're on like a space station. There's different aliens. You can like talk to the aliens and do different stuff like that. But then you also, dear Lord, man, they really packaged this thing. They also have all these different enemies, and the enemies have like all their stats displayed right there on like the Standees, which was pretty cool. So, needless to say, I'm excited to, whew, very loud. I'm excited to see, oh, come on. This is like robust stuff. Really excited to see how this turns out. Okay, so if I remembered to edit that out, you just skipped ahead because that was a really hard bag to get into, but I finally did get into it. So here is Rogue Angels, Legacy of the Burning Suns by Sun Tzu Games. This is a game by Emil Larson, and honestly, again, had a really good time playing this. So let's go ahead and take a look at the prototype here. See how things are. Actually, it looks pretty professional. They got a whole lot of writing here where you can kind of see stuff, and they have this meet at the table, plug and play, Ninja G Games, off-the-shelf board game reviews, all these different reviews on how it is. They're missing one. I'm not there, but that's okay. That's fine. I'm not taking it personal. Yeah, terrible review. No, you didn't get my... No, I'm kidding. Okay, so I'll talk about this briefly, but this game really feels like Mass Effect. You're going around on the space station. There's all these different aliens. You even play as some aliens, as you can see. And you have these cool miniatures, but then you're also fighting like all these like enemies that have standees. And one of the cool things is, as you can see, they have stats on the standees. So you can actually kind of see what it is you're fighting and stuff. But you're going through things and hacking stuff and going into spaceships and doing that kind of stuff. Very, very cool. It says here, stealth missions, search and rescue, infiltration, evacuation, sabotage, and much more. There is a lot here. So very cool. Again, I've played this online, but not the real deal. So I'm excited to do that. Go ahead and do that. And oh, look at that. That's fun. That's cool. I dig that. I like that. All right. So let's see here. We got a little thing here from Emil. So that's very nice to see. We have some different envelopes, it looks like. Ooh, sealed envelopes. That's exciting. All right, so I'm not going to open this up yet, but you can kind of see about each character. I imagine it's just their stuff together. All the different things. You have their species and all sorts of information around that. We have the campaign book, Dear Lord. Okay, so this is the campaign book. So there you are. As you can see, a lot of stuff. This was a cool thing. I remember this. So there's like the mission brief and all this. You're like talking to different people. So like they have all these like conversations you can have with the different characters. Very cool. Very cool. Again, it feels really neat. And as you can see, there was some if yes, if no kind of thing, right? So if the team failed, continue below. Question, did any player stay behind on purpose and got a scar? Did any player heal other players more than once during the last mission? So different things can happen depending on not only the outcome, but what happened during your gameplay as well. As you can see, you're going to be on some alien planets, it looks like, as well. There's, all sorts of different different images that are, I imagine, are going to be worked on. I don't know if that's the final look of it or not. I imagine not. I think these look like kind of rough draft stuff, because I think I recall seeing images that were closer to like this, right, that you'll see eventually. That's really cool. So anyway, that's the campaign book. Really, really cool. 229 pages is what that looks like. But again, it's got all the story and stuff in there too. It's all mixed in. We got a rule book here. So we got this going on. So on the back, currently no real index, but it is a work in progress. So there's time to add an index, of course. I'm sure they know better than to make a technical document without an index. Lots of examples and stuff like that. This is actually all in color, which is nice. I've had prototype rule books that were like just Word docs, and like that's it. Not even all translated. We even got some all the planned stuff that isn't quite here yet is there in highlighting. That's kind of cool to see. Yeah, see they have some examples here as well. So very cool to see that. We got some cards. Looks like several different cards. So we'll take a look at that. Some more cards here. Coming to Kickstarter September 4th, 2023. So there's that. So you can see that. Very cool. Very cool. Excited to see that. We'll probably open that one first because it seems there's some big cards here. These cards look nice. From what I can tell, we'll find out. Okay, very cool. We got a whole lot of little like door tokens and stuff, I believe is what a lot of this is. Flip document on the side, backup monster. Okay, we'll take a look at that too. And then it looks like here we got just some padding, nothing in here, but to keep things kind of from jostling around. Got some tokens and dice. A whole lot of standees. Some other tokens. We got more cards. We'll look at that. Minor laceration. Hate when I get a minor laceration. We got, these are fun. Look how tall these are. These are cool. I think I kind of remember this. Okay, very cool. We'll look at that. We got some more things here, like a console or different standees looks like is what some of that is. And then here, what do we got here? Oh, it's tight. Ooh. Oh, it's tied. Show me. What do you have? Oh, the suspense. I promise I'm doing it slow on purpose. I just failed stuff. We got, looks like, oh, okay, these are interesting. I have no idea what this is. Oh, they're little happy faces. Look at that. That's fun. Okay, well, we'll take a look at that too. Okay, we got, looks like the ship that you can dock at. I believe eventually the box will be that as well. And then in here at the very bottom, oh, look at this. This is fun. Little quotes on the inside too. I dig that. I did that. Look at that Mass Effect. See, I'm not the only one that even says that. Everybody says that. We got a big old map book here that will have all sorts of maps. All right, so let's take a look. Just the first one. I don't even know what mission I played when I played. It might have been this. I feel like it wasn't, though. I feel like I remember the rooms being different. Definitely wasn't this. I imagine on the final printing the colors will be a little bit different and stuff like that, too. Right now it's a little muted in color, right? Oh man, we got a crash ship there. That's no good. This almost looks closer. Remember there was a room on the bottom. Oh my gosh, we're in space. What are you, just floating around in here in 0G? Is that how you play that one? Got lots of different things. One thing it does have, a lot of games do this to make it very clear, but it obviously doesn't look quite as realistic, is square-based tiles. As much as I appreciate more natural-looking maps that don't have the square-based stuff, it can get really confusing too when suddenly they're not bound by their square. Like, is this one of these or is it not? Because it's going over, you know? I don't know. So there's stuff like that can be, and that just is exasperated and is even harder. I like the little arrows here to show you what you can and can't do. We got some symbols and stuff here as well, some highlights. There's the little dot. And any place it looks like you can go, and there's no dot where you can't. And there's even an X where you super can't or something. I don't know. I don't know how that works. Yeah, it looks like now you're in like a little space station with these separate areas and little tubes connecting it. Tubes. That's a fun word to say. The ping pong table. Is that what's going on there? I dig it. Different floors. That's kind of interesting. Oh, these are stairs. It'd be cool to see the stairs maybe a little bit more noticeable than that. Again, everything here is a prototype, of course. Kind of inside, outside there. Some of this is looking almost abstract. Maybe the art isn't quite there yet, so they just have the layout. I bet that's what a lot of that is. It's just showing more or less kind of what's going on. It looks like you go to a lot of different planets and stuff, so that's cool. That's cool. I dig that. There's a ton. See, these stairs look a little bit more, or the little ramps, right? Those look a little bit more legit, actually. That's cool that some of these are done and some aren't, and some are maybe possibly done. I don't know what's up with the exclamation mark, but that's fun. So we got some like magma lava kind of stuff going on in that one. Again, I don't know what necessarily these symbols are for and stuff like that, right? You got a whole bunch of these different Just symbols that probably mean something to someone. But not me, not yet anyway. I mean, guys, there's a ton. They're all different, a large variety of them. You go on snow planets and lava planets and desert planets and jungle planets and planets and planets with purple stuff in the middle and beach planets. And then, of course, ships and stuff like that as well. Map 50, Map 51, Map 52. There's a holodeck. Oh, that's cool. I wonder how that's used in the game. Is that like a make your own thing? See, it says holodeck right there. That's kind of cool. I dig that. And that is the end. Oh, then on the back you get like a little map thing. Look at that. So here's a little map of where everything is in the universe. Obviously, there's quite a bit here. You'd think there'd be a lot more in the middle, but maybe it's too crowded. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. I'm no expert. Very cool. All right, that's huge. That's big. That's like why the thing is the size that it is. All right, we kind of already looked at the rule book, so I'm going to kind of skip that. Again, obviously, I'd like to see a index, but it still has stuff like look up stuff like icons, play sequence, stuff like that in the back, which is still helpful as well. So far, I mean, this looks pretty robust. Like I said, I played the game. I played fine when I played it. It was pretty cool. Let's go ahead. And I need to look at this thing to see if there's anything I need to care about. All right, so of note is this is the first 3 chapters of the campaign mostly. So this is still not quite everything, obviously. Currently, right now, there's roughly 17 missions spanning 43 unique missions. So there's a lot of variety in what you're going to end up doing. And I should probably put a spoiler when I showed a lot of the stuff there. Looks like prototype versus final game. I'll go ahead and show this to you so you can see. But it looks like it's almost like redacted. I like the thing there, but definitely improvements to come, right? This is definitely still a prototype, but super excited for that. That looks cool. So here are just some standees here. We're going to take a quick look. I think, by the way, those are standees too. I just need to fold them. I think that's what that is. I think these are just already folded. Yeah. Okay, so see? So that's what I was seeing here. Look how many there are, guys. A ton. Right? And then you fold them like that. This is one of the benefits you get of a standee. Actually, let me go ahead and get the standee. I'll show you kind of how this works. First of all, you can put a lot more information on it. Now, I'm not against, I recently spoke about this. I am not against miniatures having stuff on them there too. At the end of the day, they are, obviously, normally you'd be able to see what it is as well. This will kind of cover it up. But so you can see their different stuff like their range, their defense, their health, their attack, their how much they can move. So you can kind of see that here. Let me zoom in a little bit now that I'm looking at the smaller stuff. Okay, there you go. So you can see all that here, which is super cool, right? It's really nice to be able to see that. And you still have the art and stuff like that. Obviously, it's not all art, at least not right now. There is a lot of this kind of stuff here. And that's because I think it would almost look worse if you were covering up the art with this stuff. But you could totally put this on like the base of a miniature or a ring around it or something like that. I'm not necessarily against that, even if you have miniatures. The thing that's nice about this is you have as many characters as you have art or even more. In other words, you could have 2 guards and one be stronger than the other, right? They don't all necessarily even have to have the same thing. So like here's a thug, right? So you can see on either side who you're fighting, and of course some of their stats and what they're doing. It was really cool to play against. It was actually super useful. And then it looks like you have different consoles that you can interact with, or doors or whatever. There is a numbering system, so if you have multiple thugs or whatever, right, they can have a different number. So that's why that's written on there for now, but eventually you'd have that. Let's go and take a quick look at some of the others. See what we have in store here. Now I'm going to try and be as fairly spoiler free while also showing you what you have. That's a balancing act that I think a lot of game devs have, right? It's like I want to show you the game and I want to show you how cool it is, but if I did, I'd ruin it, right? And so you don't necessarily want that either. But here we have some enforcers, and again, you're going to get repeats, of course. A Reaver Crawler. You have a Howling Spinehead. You know how it is. A Dust Devil, again, we'll have probably some art for that. A Stone Boar, eventually. Another just consoles, doors, Aaron, a Reaver Lurker, a mech. So, I mean, there's all sorts of a civilian, all sorts of different stuff. There's a Howling Spinehead again. Probably have a few of those. Reaver Scavenger, right? So there's a ton of different ones here. Reaver Siegebreaker. So you have some more over here. Forest Fiend. There's another civilian there. A Reaver Hunter Drone. So we got a ton here, right? Reaver Crawler. Reaver Siegebreaker. Okay, so looks like you have different copies of different things. A Fire Dweller, right? Crates. So a ton here. I'm not going to bother opening this one, but as you can see, there's quite a few. And again, this is not necessarily everything. This is like the first like little bit. So there's that as well. Something to keep in mind. All right, so there's that. Oh, and as an FYI, I believe all of this is stuff that somebody else has already kind of been through. So there's that as well. Let's go ahead and pick Hiro, because I like his name. Former work, right? So he's got place of birth, affiliation, a little bit about him, kind of some of his equipment and stuff that he might have. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. We're going to ruin this now that this is sealed, but it'll be fun to open it. Look at that. It's like Christmas. I'm trying to be gentle with it. Prototypes are fun. I like all this stuff. Okay, got a whole bunch in here. Let's see. What do we got? Okay, that's it on that. So here we have, it looks like his card. We have a, let me zoom out a little bit just because that's a little big. Okay. We have a no one left behind. When you are more than 2 spaces away from the nearest ally, you have a +2 to your basic actions. So that's cool. You have to distribute your stuff here. These are like your stats. I remember this as well. You like color it in. And eventually you would have like erasable stuff to be able to do that. But that's the idea, is you like can color in these different ones to see how far you are. I believe this was, most of these are named after people that they know. This is a character unique ability, introduction, cooldown track, focus, shield, action token. Let's see, you got 4 different things there. So very cool to see that. Let's see what else we got here. We have a relationship tracker. You can see like your blue or red tracking with different factions and groups and people and stuff by the looks of it. This filled anymore? Is that it? It seemed like there was more. Here's his origin. Read before starting mission C1. Can you next page after mission C1? Prototype notes, the legacy folder. In the final game, this legacy folder will include a 12-page long personal journey for your character, unlockable action cards, relationship notes, and re-adhesive upgrade stickers. Branching past, personal story. Then you have basic intent, basic move, close combat pistol, scoped M160 rifle, grid slicer, power armor, and a BMS device that he gets. Then he gets all these too, and then this is probably different, like things that you've like chosen or done. I imagine you have to make that. It's like, here's just an extra one. Yeah, there's just 2 of these is all that is. And then we have his cards here and his standee. So let's take a look there. All right, so here's this standee. And again, he doesn't have all the stuff on here because it would be dynamic, right, as you like level up and stuff. And his cards here, these look nice. They definitely say what they are, so I dig that. A little skinny for now, but again, prototype, so this is not the normal thing. Basic intent, basic move, close combat. Okay, so this is all the different things that he had. And then again, I think you can unlock these or do different things with these or something like that on what you're doing. Power armor, after you have been dealt damage regardless of amount, gain 1 and move 1 space. And you can also deal 2 damage to an adjacent enemy or even gain a shield token from that eventually. So those are your different things you can do. Deal 1 armor penetrating damage, looks like, to an enemy within 3 spaces. If this is your second action this turn, deal 2 instead. And you get like +1 to your die and stuff like that, depending again on what you're doing there. They do have different stuff up here. Again, I don't know what each of those are, but that's his cards as an example. I'm going to try and keep a little organized here, but also not spend forever cleaning up. I want to look at some of these cards. Oh, I guess we got dice. Let's look at the dice. There's some tokens and dice and whatnot, but here are the dice that he has so far. Obviously, again, prototypes, but we'll take a look. So we got like some like double movement and +1 to your armor maybe. And there's just a +1, or maybe, I don't know if this is both, or you get to choose what each one is. There's a +2 and then 1 shield. So it looks like 2 shields, 2 of the like plus movement. I don't know if that's a dodge or what. I guess we'll find out. Again, it's been a while. I think I played this at least a year ago. Might have been even longer, probably like a year and a half by now. This, I believe, are just like promo cards I can leave around. I'll probably go to some local gaming stores and see if they'll let me just kind of leave some of these out for people. It might be kind of cool. So that's exactly what these are. Almost like a business card for the game. So that's neat. One thing that's kind of interesting is it's flipped, right? So it's like, see, so it's like forward, oh, and then down. But that's cool. I dig that. That's a neat idea. I like that. I think more people should do that. I will definitely try and get these out. That's cool. That is cool. All right, so we got weapon pack. Oh, we got a whole bunch in here. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look. What do we got in here? Lots of different baggies. A bag of baggies. So you have weapon pack 1, shared action card, agent pack, tech pack, Templar pack, ship upgrade pack, companions and pets, and companion stories. Oh, we're looking at pets first. Are you kidding? Again, spoiler if this is something you don't want to see, and I don't even know how spoilery this is, but I'm looking at pets. That's what I'm doing. All right, so it looks like, all right, yep, here we go. Here we go. Oh, cool, they just flipped them. Those 2 and 2. So 2 are ready, 2 are not. Bailey, he can headbutt and do a mounted charge. It's a stone boar. Here's Huntress, a scale puma, a versatile hunter and sacrifice. And we have Havoc here, who is a forest fiend. He can do tail darts and poisonous vomit. Oh, man. Then we have Shay here, who is a howling spinehead. He has raptorial legs and unstoppable frenzy. Sounds freaking sweet. I want a pet raptor alien. That's what I want in my life. That's pretty much now my goal, is to get a raptor alien. Though I can ride the stone boar, and that'd be cool too. Looks like you get some companions too. I'm not going to bother looking at that. That'll stay free there for you. Let's go and look at weapons. Everybody loves weapons. And again, this is not everything, obviously. This is just the first little bit here. Okay, so let's see. We got, oh, these are upgrades to it. Psionic shock grenade. A pulse minigun. I mean, yeah. Let's do that. A combat shield. And pulse lightning discharger. The action only targets enemies. Oh, that's nice. I'm glad it's it knows who to target. That's super helpful. Like, program it in ahead of time. Don't attack Bobby. He's on the team. Agent pack. We'll skip that. Tech pack. Tech might be kind of cool. Let's look at some tech. Or look at some ship upgrades too. I'm curious to see what that even looks like. What are ship upgrades in this game? I don't know. We'll find out. We got a speed stim pack, medical support droid, ion laser cutter, and a distortion device. Very fun. Looks like you gain some like stealth or something from it. So that's cool. All right, I don't know what Templar is, but I think we'll skip that. We'll just keep that as mystery as well. We'll look at some ship upgrades and then go to some of the bigger cards, perhaps. Or maybe some of the ones with some art on it. We'll see. We'll see. All right, so here you can get stuff like sublight boosters, or enhanced 6, or cloaking device, or countermeasures. So I guess your ship can like deploy stuff and do stuff. This allows the ship to perform better, more precise maneuvers. The campaign will state when this is applicable. Okay, so it's like in the story or whatever. It'll be like, oh, if you have sublight boosters, then get this to your score or do this differently or something. It's kind of cool. I dig that. I dig that. And it's nice of the card to tell me when it becomes applicable. So you're like, hey, when is this used? Oh, okay. Well, I'll know when it's used. All right. I'm not going to spend too much time getting that all in there. Yeah, it's going to be difficult. Of course. Of course. It's not me. It's that. All right. Let's see here. We got some of these. We'll look at these. I don't know what they are. It looks like just damage, combat, wound, maybe. Maybe is that all this is? Wow, that's a lot. Okay. There's a lot here. Got a minor laceration. When drawn, lose 1 and 1, and then discard this card. or ongoing on hard, and insane, it's when discarded, move damage card 1 to the right. So as it gets worse, right? A minor laceration is now suddenly hurting you over time, and then even when you finally get rid of it, it then really hurts you. So minor burn. So again, same kind of thing here, ongoing and when discarded. Looks like that's kind of the common thing there. Minor internal bleeding. Hate when that happens. Minor shock. Minor fracture. Minor concussion. This is a minor concussion. It's fine. You cannot utilize rerolls. Oh no, that would doom me. That's funny. Minor avulsion. And regular burn, shock, head trauma, concussion. And then you have the severe version of them as well. Interesting. Interesting. Internal bleeding. Severe internal bleeding. So the difference here, see, is really the insane. It's different. And, where'd the internal bleeding go? Here we go. So you can see the difference here. And then this is different as well. Place this card on 4 for the timer. Move 1 damage card 1 to the right. Place this card on 3. And apparently that's worse, is my assumption. And then, of course, there's a number there, too. And I don't know if that's like just where it goes. I'm assuming. I think there was like a time thing or something like that. So, yeah, lots of damage there. Don't get these cards. These cards are not for you to enjoy by the looks of it. All right, we got these big cards. And we got this. It looks like this is just a player aid card. So that's nice. It looks like you get a few of them. Very helpful. And then finally we have these here. Let's take a look. All right. So this is like interesting. Looks like yes. Oh, yellow, red. Oh, I think this is like AI stuff, I remember. Yeah, so you can see how in here there's yellow and red. It matches this, and they'll do different things. So this one, advancing attack. If the activated enemy is more than 3 spaces away from the nearest player when they activated, include as the last action. So then you have like what they'll do, right? Depending on how it goes. And then there's yellow, and then red, which I think is like the worst, right? So it goes from like advanced attack to vicious attack and stuff, right? And so apprehensive attack, disorganized attack. Oh, looks like red is perhaps methodical advance, idle occupation, and just patrol and go different ways, right? So that's kind of interesting. Swarming attack. Okay, very cool. So that's what that is. It's like the AI cards that they'll do. And notice it's kind of independent of the actual enemy you're fighting. All right, so besides that, the only other cool thing, again, was all these little happy faces. Got a whole bunch of them. I have no idea what this is for, except that I like them. I know, that's all I know. You can stack them. That's fun. It's like a toy. I'll let you know. I'll try and let you know. I'll post it in there what this is. I'll try and look it up. But for now, guys, that is all I have for today. Again, this is Rogue Angels. There's a link down in the description below. Go and check it out. It looks like a really fun game, and I wish them the best of luck with it. I'll be covering this, obviously, later on in the channel, so if you're interested in that, be sure to subscribe. Like the video if you enjoyed my little look at the interesting prototype they have here, and I'll talk to you guys again real soon. Bye, guys.